Yeah. Now, this weekend, one of our favorites is going to return to the ring, and Manny Pacquiao, as he takes on David Diaz in Las Vegas. Now, David Diaz is a very good fighter. Manny's moving up in weight. They're going to fight at 135 pounds. That's a first for him. I don't want to look past David Diaz, but Manny does have more knockouts than Diaz does have wins. With a preview, here's Russ.
When he turned pro back in 1995, Manny Pacquiao fought at 107 pounds, a bone-crunching flyweight with a dream. A dream he realized was some of the most exciting fights in boxing history.
There is no other candidate for Fight of the Year. Not at this moment. We'll see what happens in the rest of 2004. But nothing in the first 5 months of 2004 can compare with this. Fire against fire. Down the stretch. Pacquiao's left. Marquez's right.
Now, 13 years and 29 pounds later, Pacquiao's dream is a 5th world title. This time as lightweight champion against WBC champion David Diaz. In contrast to the Pac-Man, Diaz has fought as high as 147 pounds before finding his niche as a lightweight and winning the green belt with a knockout of Jose Armando Santa Cruz 2 summers ago. Pacquiao has been a power puncher and an aggressor all his career, and he does not intend to alter that approach when he challenges for the lightweight title. But who knows what will happen once he hits a true 135-pound man. The thought is that the Philippine hero will show why he is now considered the best prize fighter in the world, with the retirement of pound-for-pound king Floyd Mayweather. For his part, Diaz expects no less from the Pac-Man. But even as an underdog champion, Diaz hopes to show the former flyweight that size does matter.
Welcome back to the show. Super middleweight champion Joe Calzaghe, longtime promoter Frankie Warren have decided to part ways. Calzaghe said he is now a free agent with no contract and intends to be self-managed from now on. The 36-year-old Calzaghe announced that he is the only person, get this, Russ, he's the only person who can negotiate it. A 2-time world champion, Robert the Ghost Guerrero, has made the decision to vacate his IBF featherweight title and move up to junior lightweight. The decision came about as Guerrero struggled to make weight in his last 2 championship bouts. Now 25, he's been fighting at 126 pounds since he was 18 years of age. Guerrero said he wants to challenge all the big names, guys like Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez.
And promoter Gary Shaw, Dutchie, has been fired by a pair of young stars, including flyweight title holder Nonito Donaire. Donaire and rising junior middleweight prospect James Kirkland has severed ties with Shaw because they claim he breached their promotional contracts. The fighters sent the New Jersey-based promoter legal letters informing him that they had terminated their relationship because he was behind on the number of fights he owed them and had failed to properly disclose revenue from previous fights. Dutchie?
All right, we have to take another break. When we come back, Russ is going to predict who wins, Manny Pacquiao or David Diaz.
In this corner on TSN is brought to you by the fresh, great taste of Arby's. One bite will have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao.
They're a lethal combination.
What a knockout for David Diaz.
Manny Pacquiao's destroyed the world's best super featherweights. Now he looks to conquer a new division.
Manny Pacquiao is a storm.
David Diaz has retired one of the greats. He's the champ. Bigger and better in defense of his belt.
Oh, Diaz caught Santa Cruz.
Pacquiao versus Diaz. Saturday, June 28th. Live on pay-per-view.
This corner's final flurry is brought to you in part by Dodge Caliber. Grab life.
All right, time now for Final Flurry.
What you got for me, Dutchie?
First question. It comes from Johnny in Regina. He wants to know who wins between Manny Pacquiao and David Diaz.
I knew that was going to be one. I knew it. I knew it. You were going to put me out there. Okay, I know that usually the adage goes that a good big man will beat a good little man. But in this case, I think the little man might be even better than the good big man. Although Diaz is a workman-like performer, he comes, he fights, he's a southpaw, he's big, he's strong, he's fought as high as 147 pounds. In my opinion, Pacquiao has proven from the time he turned pro, like we said in the preview piece, he's come up from 107 pounds now to lightweight. Moving up doesn't seem to be a problem for him. He weighs in the day before the fight. He's going to be fast, he's going to be explosive, and I think he brings that inherent power with him. Now, it's true he'll be hitting a bigger guy, But in this case, although I'm not writing Diaz off completely, I got to go with Manny Pacquiao on this one, brother.
You know what?
That's my reasoning for it.
And I understand your logic behind it, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And you have to, because you picked Miranda last time.
No, but you know what, though? David Diaz is going to give Manny all he can handle and then some.
Yep.
Although, natural progression for Manny. We saw in the past he's been emaciated when he tries to make weight at 130.
So. I like the speed.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, this next question comes from Jeff Dooley. He wants to know, you know, the United States has already picked their boxing team to go for the Olympics. What about Canada? He hasn't heard anything.
Well, first of all, what I got to clarify
it's not really a team.
It's not a team. We'll get to that. But they don't actually pick their team. Their team has to qualify. So the Americans have qualified, but I don't believe they qualified a full team. If I'm not mistaken, they only qualified 10 of 11. I don't believe that the Americans, for the first time, have ever qualified as super heavyweight. Canada has Adam Trupish going. That's our team. Adam, unfortunately, was the only guy to qualify for Canada to be at the Olympic Games.
I know.
Yeah, it's sad. We'll look at that more as we get closer to the Olympics in August.
Well, we have to discuss it at length.
Absolutely.
Because I remember when Canadian teams were full, and it's one of the things
strong.
that absolutely very strong, medal contenders all the time. Now we're sending one individual. This next question comes from Pete in Oshawa. He wants to know, who should Oscar De La Hoya, in your opinion, fight in his final fight?
You know what? There are a lot of very interesting matchups. First of all, the Floyd matchup. People forget something. Floyd retires. They think, oh, the fight is gone. No one really wanted that fight anyways. People were bad-mouthing that fight from the outset, saying, why should Oscar fight Floyd? Why should Oscar fight Floyd? But there are fights out there that are going to be very, very lucrative for Floyd. And not only will they be lucrative, but they're going to create public interest. Think about this. The winner of Margarito and Cotto versus Oscar De La Hoya. Now, that could be something very, very interesting that would break record numbers in terms of pay-per-view.
Well, it's been bounced out there. That Miguel Cotto might potentially end up fighting Oscar.
And that might be the legacy that De La Hoya wants to go out on, is a fight with Miguel Cotto, maybe even more so than Margarito.
Well, remember what Miguel Cotto had said when we asked him, would you like to fight Oscar De La Hoya? I'll fight anybody. Put them in front of me. I'll fight him. And he will. That's going to do it for In This Corner. On the next edition, we'll see how Manny Pacquiao does against David Diaz. Thanks for watching the show, folks. We'll see you again.
Russ Anber's Clothing by Pellegrino Castronovo.